My eczema symptoms first appeared when I was a young child, yet it wasn't officially diagnosed, and I was told it was just dry skin, so I suffered in silence. And it was just brushed aside like it was something that I was doing wrong and not actually something that wasn't diagnosed properly. And it wasn't until I was in my early 20s that I got a flare-up for the first time on my face. And that's when it really started to affect me physically, emotionally, and mentally. I insisted to my doctor that I wanted it diagnosed. I was under a great deal of pressure with my first newborn, my first child, and I was also dealing with eczema on my face. And at a time where you're surrounded by people and the highlight and attention is on you and your baby, that was a time in my life when I felt like I didn't want that attention and emotions are going wild. That was just one more thing that was really a stressful and intimidating time in my life. Anyone that has a flare-up of their eczema knows how painful it can be and how uncomfortable. From the itching to the pain to just self-conscious, it's something that is always on your mind. Every daily activity is a challenge. I get it most frequently on my hands and on my wrists, so everything from washing dishes to folding laundry to taking care of my kids is oftentimes painful and difficult. There has been a couple instances where I have had a flare-up on my face and I had more of an emotional reaction. I was a lot more self-conscious because it was visible, and I felt that that is what people saw first about me. When my daughters first showed symptoms of eczema, I was very persistent with our healthcare providers in getting a diagnosis because I knew that I had eczema and there was a very high likelihood that they would as well. There was a lot of frustration regarding managing their eczema because of their age and the fact that they couldn't verbalize a lot of it. As a parent, when my daughters experience a flare-up, you feel hopeless. Those that don't have eczema don't fully know the extent that the condition has on daily life. It's hard to imagine for someone without it just how debilitating sometimes it can be. What has surprised me the most about my journey with eczema is how common it is. It's not something that I ever talked about with other people unless they noticed it and asked. But it took a great deal of time before I found out that one of my closest friends also had eczema, and hers was much worse. I think that now, hopefully, diagnosis comes quicker with the sharing of stories. My daughters are all very good at openly communicating with each other. If one of them is experiencing a flare-up, there's nothing but understanding and support. I think that comes from just openly talking about it and it not being something to be ashamed of. It is our instinct to help our children and with instant relief and treatment, no matter what they're going through. They're so young and living in a world where it's more openly talked about versus when I was growing up. And I see that movement starting. It's just a matter of giving it a push.